Caitlin, and joining us now is David May, Senior Research Analyst with the Foundation for Defense of Democracies. David, welcome. So critics say it's wasteful, promotes liberal agendas. Senator Joni Ernst says she actually asked to review USAID financials and they threatened to sue her. I'd like to start with your overall thoughts on this slashing of USAID.
Good afternoon. Thank you for having me. So USAID has an important mission. It's there to project American soft power. It's there to offer the carrots as opposed to the sticks from the U.S. military to help nations across the world, to help people in need, and also to project a positive image of the United States. And on top of that, to get people involved in the U.S. circle. If we're not helping them, then there's a strong chance that China or some other nefarious actors will be helping them and increasing debt and getting them in their cycle, in their circle of influence. So it has an important mission. The real question is it living up to that mission? And is there inefficiency? And are we funding in the $40 billion a year that we're giving to USAID? Are there programs that should be cut?
You know, I thought what was interesting in listening to Mr. Natsios and Caitlin's package was he talked about the early warning detection program and how that this puts Americans in danger. You just mentioned, reforms at USAID. Many agree that reforms need to be made. But as you kind of alluded to, does this open the door to allow room for rival nations like Russia or China to step in and put America more at risk?
It's definitely a danger. As if the United States recedes from the world, other countries will step into that void. So if we're stepping out, then other countries will step in. But the question really just becomes, are the programs that we're funding aligned with our national interests?
Yeah. So in 2023, I believe $68 billion was spent on foreign aid by the United States. As you mentioned, some $40 billion of that was for USAID. David, how much of the agency's budget goes to the Middle East specifically, and what do these cuts mean for Israel?
So when it comes to the Middle East, so just, I guess, throwing out some numbers that since 1994, when they were created, or when they started funding the West Bank and Gaza, they've sent about $5.7 billion. They had about $500 million scheduled between 2021 and 2024. But the Hamas's October 7th attacks obviously changed that. And so they've, since that war began, have sent about $2.1 billion to the West Bank and Gaza.
Final question for you. I wanted to ask, USAID employees are stationed around the globe and even in some dangerous places. So what do these cuts mean for them and their families and their safety?
I guess we'll wait to see with that. But just in terms of the West Bank and Gaza, I mean, there's important things that they're funding, but I think one thing to note is that when USAID is funding things in Gaza, that's money that Hamas should be spending on its own people, but is instead able to spend on its tunnels and rockets.
Okay, David May with Foundation for Defense of Democracies. David, thank you for joining us this evening.
Thanks, David.
Thank you for having me.